Hey Mama, welcome to this week's live where we're going to be talking about how our diets influence our mood swings and really decode the mysteries behind those constant snack requests. Like seriously, you just ate, now you want a snack? You're eating and you're asking for a snack at the same time. Like the incessant snack requests. And also, on the flip side, your persistent sugar cravings. Like, what's going on here? Let's decode it. And while what I'm about to talk about isn't the only reason that your kids might be asking for a snack or the only reason why you might be having those sugar cravings, it's important to note that understanding this, what I'm about to share, and first of all, it is very relevant. It is a very relevant cause for it, but just understanding it, just knowing it, right, is half of the battle. Because once we know and we understand, we're able to give ourselves and our families, our kids, compassion when they're in this hunger craze, right? I'm Lindsay Marie, and after 6 years of navigating this overwhelm, exhaustion, irritability that seems to come with motherhood, I discovered a natural and sustainable way to overcome all of that. Thank God. Okay, so now I'm a mental health nutrition coach, and I'm on a mission to help moms like you shift from barely surviving to actually thriving in motherhood by rebuilding your brain's natural feel-good systems, because they're there if we feed them right. So anyone who participates in this live discussion tonight is going to be entered to win the meal planning makeover course that I designed to really help you add days to your life by strategically planning out your grocery shopping and your mealtime routine, because let's face it, like, that stuff takes way too much time. And I in the meal planning makeover, I just help you wrap your arms around the whole thing. We prioritize it for a couple weeks, and we set you on a path to be able to basically put that on auto, okay? So you're in a drawing. If you participate during the live, you're in a drawing to win that meal planning makeover course. So first, I want to know who experienced the afternoon slump, the all too familiar afternoon slump. Who experienced it today? Did you experience it in your energy, in your mood? Do you actually notice some of the same things in your kids? If you can relate, just put slump in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay, put slump in the comments if you know what I'm talking about and you are just too familiar with that. And really, like, do you notice it in your kids? Do you realize that maybe certain times of the day they're experiencing that slump, and that's why you might be having a little more trouble with them certain times of the day? The major culprit that I'm bringing to light this evening is blood sugar imbalance. So we eat for a number of different reasons, but when our blood sugar is off, it makes it really easy to follow our cravings and eat for the wrong reasons, right? For instance, you might become a cookie monster when it's about time for your period, and it might have to do just as much or more with the blood sugar sensitivity that's happening during that time of the month as it has to do with your hormones, okay? So it's just much more sensitive during that time of the month, and by balancing your blood sugar, because you can't really avoid that, like if you can't avoid it, it's going to happen, mama. Like, that's how we were designed. But what you can control is what you're putting in your mouth. So we can help those mood symptoms around your period a little bit by focusing on balancing blood sugar, because it's also affecting our mood, not just the fact that it's that time of the month. Or maybe your kids are acting up in school, but he seems to be fine at home certain times of the day, or on the weekend he's fine, but at school he's just acting up. And it might not be an attention problem as much as it is a blood sugar problem, okay? So think about how long is he or she going between eating while at school? How long is it between breakfast and lunch? And when are they having those episodes? So I'm curious, what do you guys already know about blood sugar? What do you know about how it already affects your mood and energy? Do you know a lot? Just put a lot in the comments. Do you know some? A little bit? Yeah, kind of heard about it maybe. Or no, I've never correlated a blood sugar imbalance to my mood or my energy. I'd like to know. So again, if you're participating live, tonight, then I'm putting you in a drawing for my meal planning makeover course because it's just so much more fun and engaging and helpful for everybody watching either now or during the replay when people are engaging with me. So I will reward you for such. When we eat, we want our blood sugar to rise and fall gradually. Like you want this steady curve. And you do this by eating enough fat and enough protein with your meals. But those foods, fat and protein, aren't so convenient, right? Like the processed stuff is way more convenient. So we're reaching for the starches and the sugars when we're on the run, which is basically like all the time as mom, right? It's just way easier to grab that processed, easy food. So we eat it. And then that sets us off on a blood sugar roller coaster. And our blood sugar rises really fast. And when your blood sugar rises, right, like you can't have too much sugar. Your body's trying to keep you alive right now, right? So your blood sugar starts to rise, your pancreas kicks in, it releases insulin, gets your blood sugar back to normal, but it was like on such a dramatic rise that your pancreas overreacts, right? And it sends your blood sugar actually tanking. So then your blood sugar goes too low. And your body's like, well, I can't have your blood sugar be too low. So we need to put blood sugar back. We need to put sugar back into your blood. So your adrenals are kicking in. All right? All because you ate something that your body couldn't keep that steady curve. Your body went on this roller coaster and it went into like survival mode, literally. Like I need to keep your blood sugar at the right level. Person. So here I go. I'm going to go into this overreaction mode because this blood sugar is out of control. So the adrenals are kicking in when it gets really low, and we all know what happens when our adrenals are working too much. We end up in adrenal fatigue. So now you're in this whirlwind of symptoms and emotions that you can't seem to get out of. And if you go back, it's like, well, why are my adrenals fatigued? Now, there's multiple reasons. Your adrenals might be fatigued. Like, you're under a lot of stress for other reasons, too. But again, this is a reason that you can control, right? We can control what we put in our mouth. So, like, we've sent our body on this blood sugar roller coaster, and when the blood sugar tanks, the adrenals are, like, always kicking in, trying to, like, help you survive all of the time. So, remember, when you participate, you get the Meal Planning Makeover course. You get entered into a drawing for the Meal Planning Makeover course. So I want to know, how often are you getting those sugar cravings? How often are your kids begging for those snacks? Because that blood sugar roller coaster has a cycle to it, right? And there's different things that happen during that cycle. About an hour after you eat, you're probably hitting this high, right? The blood sugar is getting high. And 2 hours after eating, your blood sugar is low, it's tanking, and it takes about 3 to 4 hours to get everything balanced back out. But like, think about it, like if you're Cookie Monster, are you going 4 hours without sugar? So like sometime in there, you've interrupted again with more sugar, more carbs, and sent this whole cycle all over, and your body's just like, wait, no, I guess, wait, pancreas, adrenals, like body is just reacting like crazy to the blood sugar imbalance that's going on. So you might have a little bit of energy in that first hour after eating, but then your body starts responding to that sugar emergency, and you could start. This looks different in everyone, but you could start to feel tired. You might get a headache. Your blood pressure might go up. You might feel short of breath. You can't concentrate. And really, the one we're very familiar with moms is we get irritable. Okay, this is not uncommon to get irritable when your blood sugar is on this. At the peak, right? So think about what your kid is eating for breakfast or lunch, and compare that to when they're having trouble in school. If they get worse about an hour after they eat, it might be because they're tired and irritable because their blood sugar is spiking. Like, think about how you feel in that stage. Like, now your kid's at school trying to concentrate, trying to do this or that, whatever he's being demanded of in school, and he's like feeling irritable and tired, and he's expected to do all these things because that's what's going on in his body. Or what's happening to you about an hour after you eat something sugary for breakfast or for lunch. Maybe it shows up as tired for you. That's not uncommon. So, but you actually don't notice you're tired because I don't know, it's 8, 9 in the morning, and you're just going to drink another cup of coffee because, yeah, I don't want to get tired. This keeps me awake. So that blood sugar imbalance is actually leading to tiredness, which is leading to your need for coffee. And now you see like this vicious cycle that the blood sugar imbalance is sending you on. So tell me in the comments, like, what changes do you notice in yourself and your kids after you have a high sugar or carb meal or snack? And maybe you don't notice anything. Maybe listening to this will raise your awareness and maybe you'll start to notice, or maybe sugar doesn't seem to be affecting your family in this way, and that's fine too. But I'm just curious what you already notice about sugar and the way your family reacts to it. So that's all happening, the irritability, the tiredness, whatever, that's all happening about an hour after you eat something really sugary. And about 2 hours after you eat, like I said, you're going to be in this valley. Your blood sugar is tanking, and your body is reacting to that and trying to get more sugar into your blood. So many of the symptoms are actually the same. Like I said before, your body is just on this roller coaster at this point. It's literally trying to survive by making sure that you have enough sugar in your blood, the right amount of sugar in your blood. And it's not uncommon now to feel hungry at this point, right? Because you're low on sugar. You might get shaky. Again, you might be irritable. You see like how this blood sugar imbalance is actually a very big contributor to the mood and energy issues you might be having. Your heart rate might go up. You might feel lightheaded, dizzy, anxious. Okay, these are also the same symptoms of panic attacks. Okay, so if you suffer from panic attacks, blood sugar could actually be a culprit. So be curious next time you're having a panic attack, if you can think about it, or after the panic attack or whenever, and just try to think about how you fed yourself that day. What did you eat that whole day? What did you eat within a couple hours of that panic attack? Because yes, did you get a panic attack because your heart rate started to increase and you started to feel anxious and dizzy and that started to panic you? Maybe, and maybe that happened because your blood sugar was tanking, right? And so by balancing your blood sugar, you could really support yourself if you're prone to panic attacks. So also, I want you to think about your kiddo who has a temper. Next time they're in the throes of a temper, how much more compassion can you have on them in that moment if you think about when is the last time this baby ate, okay, and what did they eat, and support them in that way. Like, they might not want to eat something in that moment, but like just break out whatever protein is their favorite and get it in their mouth. Or 2 hours after eating that cookie, right? Now your body thinks you need another one. And you're like, oh my gosh, I just ate a cookie. Why is it so hard for me to say no to this cookie? Well, because your body is screaming for sugar, right? So you're not broken. This is natural for you to want more sugar when you're on this roller coaster. And so, yeah, bringing this to light and just knowing this, it's my hope that you at least have more compassion on yourself and your family when they're having these feelings, but also empower you to do something about it, right? So that's what we'll get into in a second here. But when do you find yourself and your family craving those sugary treats the most? What time of day? And yeah, again, participate in the comments during the live, and I'll put you in a drawing to win the Meal Planning Makeover course, which are designed to help you just basically automate your grocery shopping routine so that you can put literally more days in your life, because you have enough to do, okay? You don't need to spend hours grocery shopping every week. But I will not go on that tangent. I digress. So the trick is in mastering how to stay off the blood sugar roller coaster in the first place, right? Like, how do I just not get on this thing and make my blood sugar do all this thing and my body react all day long? Because once you're on it, it's really hard to get off throughout the day. So the number one thing you can do for yourself and your family is to stop eating sugar and carbs for breakfast. Because if you think about it, your body's like kind of like back to baseline at that point, right? You haven't eaten all night. And so your body is really sensitive to sugar in the morning because your stomach's empty. And then when you put the sugar and carbs in there first thing, it's like you are setting yourself up for that roller coaster all day long when you make sugar and carbs your main source of breakfast. So this is going to make it easier to say no to sugar the rest of the day if you can find something with more protein for that first meal of your day. And if you're going to eat the sugar and the carbs, then eat it with fat and protein in order to keep the blood sugar curve less spiky, right? It's going to bring you back to baseline a lot faster if you can eat it with fat and or protein. So you can eat it with it. I would try to eat the fat and the protein first, like eat some protein first if you really want to still eat the sugar and the carbs, so that it's just there to support the sugar instead of the sugar going into the empty stomach right away in the morning. And teach your kid these same things because these are lifelong lessons that they can learn and help them learn to listen to their body and what this all means. So another quick hack is to just drizzle fat on as much as you can. So I use avocado oil or butter or like a piece of meat on your piece of bread that you have to have. Do something to get fat, like dress up your carbs, right? And did I say I use avocado oil? I use avocado oil on a lot of stuff because I can't taste it. I can't taste the avocado oil. So I drizzle it on my eggs, I'll drizzle it on my salad, I'll drizzle it on whatever. Also, when you know you've made a choice that is going to make your blood sugar rise at a very unsteady, like a very quick rate, drink a lot of water and move your body. So you're not going to want to feel like moving your body because, like I said, you start to get tired and irritable. Like your eyes might start burning. Like you just want to sit down when you're at the peak of that blood sugar. But force yourself to move your body and drink a lot of water in order to help dull the spike. Also, send your kids to school with some sort of high protein and fat snacks. And if you don't feel like they're eating enough, really talk to their teacher about how you can make that possible for them, because they're not the only kid with these issues if they're not letting them eat often enough. So their classroom would benefit if they let them eat a snack between breakfast and lunch. I am going to put some snack ideas in the comments here to inspire you on your next grocery shopping trip, and just to give you some more ideas on what to give your kiddos for snacks, and honestly snacks for yourself. They're just as yummy for you. You should take them to work and do all that too. Take care of yourself, mama. In the Feeling Good in Motherhood program that I run, I actually teach moms how to use a continuous glucose monitor to let their own bodies tell them how the foods that they're eating are sending them on the roller coaster, because some people can eat a lot of sugar and it's not affecting them much, and other people are like, like 3 sips of soda pop and I'm on the roller coaster, and other people are much less sensitive than that. So wearing a continuous glucose monitor can really give you a lot of answers on what foods are really putting you into this state. And it's very motivating to listen to your own body and to literally see in real time how your body's reacting to the foods that you're eating. So I don't think I can really share this. If my husband's watching, if he can share the protein snacks, that'd be great. Just go ahead and share, anybody who's watching, share your go-to meals and snacks that you believe really help you with your mood and your energy and helping keeping that stable. So just to give everybody ideas, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, just go ahead and put some ideas in the comments, because we all want more ideas when we go to the grocery store and stop buying the same thing every single time. Even if we are good at eating protein, we can get sick of eating the same thing all the time. So let's help each other out and give each other some ideas. And I want to acknowledge that it's just not always easy to stay, it's very, very rarely easy, I should say, to stay off the blood sugar roller coaster once you've become reliant on that sugar, once you're on it. Once you're reliant on the sugar, once you're reliant on the coffee, the carbs, to get us through those days, it's just not easy to stop doing that. Because not only is our body screaming for the sugar, like I talked about before, when we're in that slump, we've come to crave those substances actually to fire our feel-good engines. So It feels good to indulge in that cookie because it's helping you relax, it's helping you find pleasure, it's helping you be happy. Okay, so I don't want to stop eating because it's making me feel good. And the way to stop that craving and to feel good naturally is to fuel those feel-good engines with amino acids that are in protein, right? And they're designed to fuel those feel-good engines instead of just the quick boost that cookie is going to give you or whatever your bedtime snack is going to give you, okay? That's why I tell moms that I work with that the most important part to getting back to feeling your very best is to eat protein, because it stabilizes your blood sugar, which I'm talking about tonight, which we know has everything to do with the way your energy and mood are going. And it also has the amino acids to fuel your feel-good engines. It's like a beautiful food, okay? We need to be eating enough of it. So in order to learn which of your feel-good engines need support and how to boost them, take the mood checkup. It will be in the comments, and that's going to tell you which feel-good engines need the most support, which are probably the feel-good engines that are firing when you're eating the substances you're craving. So it'll give you some healthy responses instead to boost those engines, and yeah, just learn all about them. So go ahead and post any questions, takeaways, and remember, anyone who engages in the live is put in a drawing for the Meal Planning Makeover, which is a course I designed to help you transform your grocery shopping routine and really, honestly, free up literally days of your life. I've done the math. It's worth $97, so I'm basically paying you $97 to play with me right now. So let's go. What's one actionable step that you're considering after today's insights? What did you learn? What are you going to take back and reflect on or do differently in your life? In summary, our blood sugar is a very direct connection to our mood and our energy, and it gets erratic at the same time that you're about to get your period. So don't forget that. It's also erratic if your kids are going too long between breakfast and lunch when they're at school. It's just very likely that it's contributing to your mood and energy if you're not eating enough and you're not eating often enough. So you need to eat enough protein and you need to eat it often enough in order to keep that blood sugar stable. And when you're in the peaks and the valleys of the blood sugar, the symptoms can look very similar. Headache, heart rate, blood pressure, concentration, irritability, being tired. All these things are very common with blood sugar imbalance. That's how people are going to feel. So eating protein and fat with the carbs and the sugar is going to help balance the blood sugar when you have to eat the sugar. Drizzle that fat on every meal. Send snacks with your kiddos to school. Talk to their teachers if they're not eating enough. And avoid the carbs and sugar for breakfast if you can. Figure it out, mama. And when your feel-good engines just aren't firing as designed, it can still be hard to say no to the sugar and the carbs. Like, I don't want to say no to sugar at breakfast, Lindsay. Well, that's because it's firing some sort of feel-good engine that you need to take care of in a more healthy, sustainable way so that you can feel better. So figure out which feel-good engines need support by taking the mood checkup, and that will teach you a bunch of healthy ways that you can boost each of your engines. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I'm going to go live. I have been going live every Thursday night with this discussion. Just let me double check there's no comments here because it says 3 comments and I can't see them. I'm sorry. I will help you look at it when, oh, my husband's helping. I can't do nuts or dairy, so I like keeping Epic bars on hand. Yes, Epic bars are great. Oh, my husband posted a list. I have an image I'll post for you. Yeah, no nuts or dairy. Yeah, no nuts is tough, right? Whole buckets. No nuts is tough. So if you need more ideas, reach out and we can brainstorm. Epic bars, I think those are the meat bars, right? I've never had them. I want to try them. So yeah, perfect way to get that protein in quickly, easily. Like, don't worry about it being perfect, right? Like, we need to just get the protein in our body for now, okay? worrying about it being perfect is just adding more stress to your life, which isn't helping, right? So just find the protein that's easy for you, even if it's not perfect, all right? So thanks so much for participating. I think that was Susanna. I don't know, it's not in front of me anymore, but you obviously won. You get the Meal Planning Makeover course, the end. Because you commented. See how this is the easiest $100 you've ever made in your life in the form of a Meal Planning Makeover. Like I said, I'm going live every Thursday night with discussions like this. So spread the word to other mamas in need that you thought about when you were watching this that might also need some inspiration. And really, mama, never, ever, 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 ever forget that you are actually meant to feel good in motherhood. Okay? And I'm here to help you. I love you.